Sadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. I'm Cholapansa Narula. Thank you very much for joining us. It's Monday's edition, November the 3rd of 2014. In today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has voiced moral support for members of the National Reform Council, or NRC, while affirming that both short and long-term plans are in place to ensure a smooth reform process. General Prayut said in a televised address that he appreciated the determination of all NRC members in driving the nation forward. He urged them to use criticisms from the public to motivate themselves to continue working selflessly for the country and to persevere through obstacles, adding that he understood the difficulty of their task in the midst of lingering conflicts and resistance. On this occasion, the Premier reiterated that the government had been implementing short-term plans to initiate the reform process and the long-term plans would be put into practice after the administration has spent 1 year in office. He affirmed that the government would ensure continuity in the entire process so as to prevent social conflicts from reoccurring. Regarding the issue of corruption in state agencies, General Prayut said the government and the National Council for Peace and Order had come up with new measures and penalties against those committing such misconduct. On the other hand, he urged civil servants who had been upholding honesty not to be afraid of investigations and to proceed with their duties as usual. National Legislative Assembly member Kun Wanlop Tangkana Nurak expects that the NLA will require 45 days at most to reach a verdict on the impeachment motion of Kun Nikhom Wairachtapanit and also Kun Somsak Suranon. According to Mr. Wanlop, the NLA will meet on November 6 to deliberate the impeachment motions on former House of Representatives Speaker Somsak Suranon and former Senate Speaker Nikhom Wairachtapanit, and whether or not the NLA will accept the motion submitted by the National Anti-Corruption Commission. If the meeting resolves to accept the motion for further consideration, a committee will be established to invite the accused and the accuser for questioning. This process will take 45 days at most, after which the NLA will decide whether to go ahead with the impeachment plan. Minister of Tourism and Sports Kun Gopkan Watanawarangkoon has travelled to Phuket to follow up on the readiness of venues to be used for the Asian Beach Games later this month. As Thailand will be playing host to the 4th Asian Beach Games during November 14 till the 23rd, Ms. Gopkan is paying a visit to the southern province of Phuket in order to assess the conditions of the facilities within the Sapanhin Sports Complex, where the international event will be organized. Commenting on the preparation of the beach football field for the opening ceremony, the minister said the task has almost reached completion. She revealed that officials are now installing the seating and the torch bowl, while minor landscaping is left to be done. Ms. Gopkan said she has instructed the organizers to help persuade as many Phuket residents as possible to come and watch the games, adding that the highest security will be provided for the spectators. According to the minister, it is hoped that the event will generate a cash flow of 800 million to 1 billion baht for the country. The biannual Asian Beach Games was first held in Indonesia in 2008 and is taking place for the 4th time this year in Phuket. The opening ceremony is scheduled for November 14th at 6:30 p.m. It will feature up to 26 sports categories in the games, and that includes water polo, sailing, windsurfing, beach wrestling, beach football, and also beach volleyball. Moving on, the State Railway of Thailand has submitted a proposal to construct new subway lines, which it expects to be given the green light before the end of this year. According to Permanent Secretary for Transport Kun Soitip Traisut, the State Railway of Thailand has already submitted details of the project to the Ministry of Transport for consideration. The planned project includes a construction of 3 new MRT lines, 2 of which will connect with the Bang Sue Huamak route and Bang Sue Hua Lamphong route. The third line will continue from Payathai Don Mueang section of the airport rail link. The Permanent Secretary for Transport has disclosed that the study of the plan should be completed and forwarded to a cabinet meeting by the end of this year. If approved by the cabinet, the construction project would then be ready for bids. She added that the project required construction of a tunnel between Suan Chitlada Yomarat intersection in order to link the new routes. The SRT earlier proposed the construction of a double-track railway for services on Chat Cheung Sao, Klong 19, Gang Khoi route. The project is now being examined by the Monitoring and Auditing Committee on Fiscal Expenditures. The Bank of Thailand has ruled out the possibility of seeking loans thanks to the country's solid financial foundation. According to BOT Governor Prasan Trairat Borakul, there is no need for the country to borrow money from foreign sources to prop up the domestic economy, although the Asian region might in the future be affected by the slowdown in the global economy. Dr. Prasan explained that the national reserves remain sufficiently high. While Japan and European countries are preparing to adopt quantitative easing measures by injecting more funds to their economies, the Central Bank Governor of Thailand commented that such policies should hardly have an impact on the country's economy compared to the United States' decision to taper its QE policy. Dr. Prasan said exporters may somewhat be affected as the QE measure should result in weaker yen and stronger baht. However, the impact to the Thai economy should be slight since many of the Thai manufacturers are product suppliers for Japan. He added that Japan's economic policies should benefit Thai producers who import raw materials from Japan. Thailand and Myanmar have agreed to cooperate on media and broadcasting after seeing similarities in their media reform efforts. Myanmar's Radio and Television Committee will visit Thailand to learn about the latter's media industry and digital TV in the month of December. Member of the National Broadcasting and Television Commission, NBTC, Kun Supinya Klanarong, said Myanmar's Radio and Television Committee, who was drafting the country's Radio and Television Act, had asked to exchange views with Thailand on the legislation. Myanmar saw that it was like in Thailand in terms of media reform and also charter amendment. The committee will be traveling to Thailand in December to study TV stations, public broadcasting, digital TV, as well as media regulation. Ms. Supinya was earlier invited to be a guest speaker of the committee's workshop on broadcasting media dialogue to share the experience of the Thai NBTC. The Electricity Generating Authority of Thailand, or EGAT, has urged residents to refrain from releasing hot air balloons near high-power electric poles in order to prevent any possible power outages during the Loi Krathong festival. Hot air balloons can be caught on power cords along various utility poles or power stations, which could cause power outages in the nearby areas or even in the entire province. The official cited that the damage would take several hours to repair, affecting a large number of residents, industrial factories and economic sector as a whole. Thus, in order to avoid such inconvenience, EGAT implored residents to refrain from such practices during the Loi Krathong festival, while urging them to call EGAT's data center hotline 1416 for more information. Meanwhile, Ayutthaya province has stepped up safety for land and water transport during the Loi Krathong festival as well, and also issued a ban against the use of sky lanterns in historic park areas. Chief of Ayutthaya Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Department, Udom Sak Khao Nuna, said the department had laid out measures to prevent accidents from the use of sky lanterns and firecrackers for this upcoming Loi Krathong festival on November the 6th. Sky lanterns were allowed only in the vast Thung Phukao Thong area. They were strictly prohibited in the city and historic park areas since they might affect important places and the people's houses. The department cooperates with the provincial police and relevant units in providing safety and facilitating land and water transport. Parents are urged to keep an eye on the children when they float their floating baskets on the water, especially those who collect coins in their krathongs. Region 4 Internal Security Organization Command, or ISOC, spokesperson Colonel Pramod Prom-in has instructed officials in the southern region to tighten security measures as the new school term starts today. The instruction made by Region 4 Army Commander Major General Prakan Cholayut came after the recent incident staged by perpetrators of violence in the area. And according to Colonel Pramod, the commander urged all related officials to be on the lookout for any unexpected incident, emphasizing extra care for vulnerable areas such as economic zones, residential areas and schools. He said authorities should proceed with care in risky areas and should erect temporary checkpoints to enhance security measures. The spokesperson said military officials and volunteers will be deployed to provide security to teachers as a new school term resumes today. The Department of Mental Health has indicated that more and more Thais are suffering from stress. The information was made known by the Mental Health Director General, that is Dr. Jesada Chokdamrong, who said that family affairs is a major cause of the stress, closely followed by occupation, narcotics and politics, while suggesting that the best way to combat stress is to think positively. Visible symptoms of the patients with stress include unstable mental disorder, malfunction in the body system, and that could lead to heart disease, high blood pressure, and also cancer. According to the records from the department's 1323 mental health hotline, there are approximately 40,000 calls made to the hotline this year so far, accounting for an average of 6 calls per hour. The data indicated that the majority of callers suffer from stress, anxiety, mental health issues, and also family troubles. The department also urged all interested residents to visit hospitals under the Ministry of Public Health from now until November 7th to receive free advice on mental health management. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, is cooperating with the Metropolitan Police Bureau to conduct stall clearance and also reclaim pavements to pedestrians. Chief Advisor to the Bangkok Governor Wallop Suwandi said Silom Road was one of the 13 roads which people complain about the inconvenience of pavement usage due to the blocking stall holders. New regulations now require all vendors to stay clear from the road during 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. For nighttime vendors, they are allowed to trade on road pavements only from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. and must remove all their belongings from the area by 3 a.m. Another advisor to the Bangkok Governor, Police Major General Wichai Sangprapai, said there were 850 vendors in total trading on Silom Road pavements, 286 selling during the daytime, and 564 others at night time. The reorganization now requires daytime vendors to relocate to alternative places provided by the BMA, which can accommodate up to 244 stalls. 60 vendors have so far registered for relocation to these places. The BMA also has plans to open walking streets to help the affected vendors. According to him, the BMA has already applied the pavement regulation at 9 out of 13 spots where inconvenience of pavement usage has been reported. The next target of the campaign will be the temporary stall zone in Bobe Mahanak Market, to be followed by the Ta Chang Tha Tien Market, where deadlines have been set for the 4th and 20th of November, respectively. If the reorganizing of street vendors in Bangkok is a success, the Ministry of Interior will use it as a model for other provinces. Meanwhile, the BMA and HSBC Bank Thailand are joining hands organizing a bike race dubbed HSBC Biking for Green Library to raise funds for the construction of a green library in the vibrant city of Bangkok. The campaign is part of the BMA's project to develop Bangkok to be a metropolis of reading and learning, as well as to encourage its locals to exercise more. Deputy Bangkok Governor Amon Kichawengkun presided over the opening ceremony at Bung Sakay Ngam, Lat Krabang district. According to the organizer, 200 cyclists signed in for the race so far, with the sponsoring bank contributing funds towards the construction of the library. The event was open for all interested cyclists. Although there was no cost to the cyclists joining the race, participants must donate at least one book to the program before entering the race. The 20-kilometer race started at Warirom Garden and finished at Her Majesty the Queen's 60th Anniversary Commemoration Park in Chatuchak. Next up, the 10-day Harmony World Puppet Carnival featuring puppets from 80 countries just launched in the Old City section of Bangkok. It has been organized by the Ministry of Culture along with other private and public agencies and organizations. It's a lot of fun, and NBT World's correspondent Joel Gershon went to the festival's opening ceremony and has his story.
The Harmony World Puppet Carnival kicked off in Bangkok this past weekend, delighting people of all ages. A total of 166 puppeteer groups from 80 countries from all over the globe are here in Bangkok now through November 10th. It's a chance to learn a bit about the cultures and traditions of other peoples through their puppet artistry. Hello, New Zealand!
Hello! Hello! 안녕하세요. I'm from Korea. 반갑습니다.
Where are you from?
Peru.
Peru.
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Wspaniale. Dobra zabawa.
Hello, UK. How's it going?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Yes. Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Thailand from Russia. Russia, Moscow. Hello.
Here are puppeteers who came from India to participate.
We have brought some different things. That is called human puppets. We draw a face on a stomach. It is a new art and unique art and innovations by Indians. So let's enjoy the Harmony World Puppet Carnival. Thank you so much.
Many different provinces within Thailand were represented as well, showing off the puppet styles found in their section of the country.
ตาค่ะ
นครราชสีมาครับ
นครสวรรค์นครสวรรค์มหาสารคาม
ศรีสะเกษครับ
เพชรบุรี
เพชรบุรีครับ
เพชรบุรี
จังหวัดอุบลครับ จังหวัดอุบลครับ
ระยองครับ
In Thailand, we have many types of the puppet. We have the traditional puppet from the Ayutthaya period, and very beautiful. Puppet is not only traditional. We have in the contemporary, and for me, I start from the string puppet, and I think that string puppet is make my life feel happiness inside.
The puppet art is very important today world. To put love for puppets for children, to celebrate, to liberate them from video games, from computer.
Sounds like this is going to be a lot of fun.
Puppets is here for fun. Together with their love and a smile, Thailand famous smile, they can make joy and happiness for children, for everybody here.
Over the next week, there are many different performances taking place at a variety of locations. These performances are all free of charge, and if you're interested in going, you need to register by going to www.harmonyworldpuppet.com.
And that's it for today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Let's take a quick look at the exchange rates and also some of the commodity prices, and then we'll take a break. We'll come back with more news.
Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The second core value, being honest, sacrificing, showing restraint and determinations in doing good for the majority.
Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough. We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
Hit the beach, see local sight, and soak in the spirit of the 4th Asian Beach Games in Phuket. From the 14th to 23rd of November, be a part of this exciting chart scene. Watch and cheer as the region's top athletes battle to be the best in 26 beach sports and help extend true Thai hospitality to the 4th Asian Beach Games. Hosted by the Ministry of Tourism and Sport.
The public is invited to the 2014 Preserving Thai Culture with the Loi Krathong Festival at the government's Public Relations Department. On the 5th of November, you can watch the Noppamat Queen Parade, see concerts and performances by famous artists and celebrities, enjoy the culture court, amusement rides, and shopping for merchandise. On the 6th of November, you can attend the spectacular Loi Krathong Festival opening ceremony at the pond in the grounds of the Public Relations Department, Bangkok.
Welcome back. As media outlets around the world mark the first ever International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalism yesterday, journalists in Myanmar's largest city of Yangon called on the government to do more to protect them. Myanmar's journalist network claimed that not only the government but also the armed groups and extremist groups can harm journalists, citing that if they go unpunished for their crimes, violence will continue. A Myanmar journalist was killed in army custody this month. After 49 years of military rule, a semi-civilian government took power in Myanmar in 2011 and ushered in sweeping political and economic reforms. But rights groups say the government has been cracking down on journalists over the past year, and they accuse the military of continuing to commit abuses. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Newsline. If you do have any suggestions, any comments, please email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Let's say goodbye today with some beautiful nighttime images of the Loi Krathong Sai Festival in Tak Province. I'm Chalapan Sanarula. See you next time. Sawasdee ka.